So as I bring out his designs, I'll point them out to you, all right? But he had some in-laws coming in from out of town, so he had to take a day off. So we don't get days off. We're married. But anyway, somehow he got the day off. Isn't that a beautiful arrangement? He used that sage green and some pine cones. But this fern here, this spray that we have, I love this. It's in a spray, and it's like $7 or $8. But the spray is like this tall. It's about 36 inches. And you can break it, you know, the different breaks where you cut it, probably 3 times to get what you need here. So it's a very good value. When you look at it, first you might look at it, $7, $8. But you can take one spray and then use it throughout the arrangement. Another nice one that you use, this one here is that frosted with the tiny pine cones attached as well. So it's very natural Christmas. So we use a little bit of that home interior color, right? So we don't go everything red and green for the holidays, but try to match it up to the house. And these wonderful ceramic containers, really nice weight, and it's something to admire and hold that arrangement for a few years. It's not a disposable container. And of course, you use some beautiful ribbon. I love that sheer green ribbon. Yeah, it's got a little bit of green and gold, like an antique gold to the stage. Okay. One last commercial. Sometimes, you know, as a buyer, we make a mistake, right? Well, we made a little bit of a mistake, and we bought too many of these trees behind me to my left. So what I'm going to tell you is, this is the real cost, or is it sale? That's first one. We have a set of 3, and if you buy a complete set, and they do come 3 sizes of silver, 3 sizes of gold, or 3 sizes of white. We just brought one of each as a representative. But if you buy a complete set, we'll go half off. And what does that mean? Well, the large one normally sells for $49.80, medium for $38.10. And then the small one for $25.20. And these are great. You can see them in the front. When you take in some lights and shot lights up from the bottom, they really just explode with light. Very, very pretty. So you have 50, 90, 115. So you have $115 worth of trees for $57.50. That's pretty good. I think that's a great deal. For so much show. And so if you have one of those really high peak ceilings in your home, you have a very large bay window, you can set those in there. What a great value. And this is the nice thing about them too, is they collapse, they totally collapse. So one of the things people were asking is, how would you like it? So one way, you take a can light, you spray right from the bottom. We have the battery-operated spotlights, backlight, right? So if you can't get electricity to it, you turn them off and on using the battery-operated light and the remote controls. Remember, we have that. Or the second thing is you can hang a set of Christmas lights through the center, and you would have twinkler lights all through the inside. So it'd be fun. But just the last bit of special that we're offering, you buy a complete set. I think that's a great value. Isn't that beautiful? One of the things I've noticed this year, and I see it in interior design colors as well as the holiday, blue is very hot this year. I think you're going to see blue run for the next 12 to 18 months. Very strong color. Some people are picking it as the order of the year for 2015, but they're looking at more of an aqua blue or Caribbean blue, but all the shades of blue are very popular there. So very soon we're going to have a posting on our website of the trend colors for 2015. So you'll be able to go and see a short video of what the coming colors are. So once again, like us on Facebook, you can get the latest information. Love that Wedgwood blue hydrangea. And we have these blue blueberries. Those are fun. Just small sprays, very inexpensive. And then David's just added a couple of ornaments. And really a traditional blue ribbon, right? That's not necessarily Christmas. You'll see over there we have some beautiful chevron ribbon and muted earth tones. You know, we're using them for Christmas as well. But really they're very good for doing anything interior design oriented. And I think Deb does the same thing. Tim wanted me to mention today, you know, everything at the show that you're seeing today is priced and is included in the 20 off, which is something we don't normally do. Normally, all arrangements and wreaths, we do not discount, of course, until like a week before Christmas and we still have it. But right now, we're going ahead and put them on discount. And why, to be honest, it's not because they don't sell. The problem is we do so many for these shows now, the 30 or 40 arrangements at a show. If we don't start funneling them out, we're just going to be loading with last minute Christmas arrangements. So, and this gives you a chance to maybe take a few home, maybe pre-sell some to a customer, or just enjoy for your own use. We don't have a lot of silk flowers. We're slowly still trying to rebuild that silk inventory after the fire. But David found some beautiful white barks for adding that. I think they would make a wonderful arrangement. It kind of brightens up the whole thing. Little snowballs on the branch. And I love the silk ribbon used throughout there. Isn't that great? And one thing I can remember as a designer in the shop some 27 years ago, Ruth O'Brien on Touch of Glass, we put curly ting-ting in everything. That just kind of made everything special, right? So, but it's still today, 27 years later, it looks great. Why? Because it gives some extension and some length to whatever you're using. So you take a standard centerpiece and you can add a little bit of ting-ting, a little bit of branches, and look at how much bigger it is. So it's an illusion, right? The arrangement itself is still only this big, but with the branches, it brings it out almost twice the diameter. Love that. This next set of arrangements that you did are honestly my personal favorites. I'm really a very traditional Christmas guy. Right? Other times of the year, I got some really wild Latin colors going through the house, but this time of year, I always fall back very traditional. David used the wooden box, the rectangular box from Accent Decor, added some beautiful pine. This is just some basic pine that we have, a little bit of holly and red berries. It doesn't get more Christmas than that. We're on holiday season, right? And this, I think, is just a beautiful winter ribbon. It's got that check with the red, green, and beige. He did it with the number 5. You don't always have to use a number 9 or a number 40. In this case, David just added a small bowl using the number 5. A little bigger than the corsage, a little smaller than the number 5. Kim says she did nothing. She did something. I know. And then, the other thing too, it's not all if you do this with fresh hydrangeas, but you can break the hydrangeas apart, right? We've talked about that before. But David did it with the silk here, where he takes one hydrangea. It might have a $6 price point, but you break it down, almost using it like carnations, right? About the size of a carnation. And you can spread it throughout the whole arrangement. And of course, he's added a few silk lilies to that as well. It's really, I like it. And I really like the artificial blueberry juniper. That fresh stuff just stinks. If you look at the arrangement from last month that Kim did with the foxes in it, it was sitting there and Kim made just a piece of blueberry juniper. And after 3 days, I just yanked it out. I couldn't stand it anymore. Because every time I walk by the arrangement, all I could smell was litter box. Litter box. Anyway, it's very good. When we first decided to do the show, they asked me, they said, well, what do we want to make? And I said, well, let's do wreaths and garlands and other wall pieces. And then they started doing things. They said, Tom, we're running out of stuff. And I said, okay, make some arrangements. And we'll do some arrangements, and then we'll show some wall pieces. They got very creative with the wall pieces. I think you'll enjoy what they did. But anyway, David did this beautiful, and again, isn't that a great ribbon? That's that one I showed you earlier, that 10-yard. Is that a 10 or 25? That's a 25-yard put up. It runs about 70 cents a yard. Isn't that great? And just taking one of our regular old baskets and just add it. I told him, I said, this is the kind of arrangement I would give to my aunt, to my mom, and to myself for a very traditional Christmas look. It's easily wrapped up in a bag, put away for next year, something different. My wife is a Halloween nut, right? And we don't get very many kids to our house. And 2 reasons. One, we're on kind of a main street in downtown Fenton. And the other reason, she buys all this stuff after Christmas half off. So I have a little exorcist baby with the red eyes and the head spins around and screams. And then last year she bought the grandma in the rocker holding the baby, and the grandma just kind of cackles and stuff. And then she wonders why we have 15 kids at the door. So then this year she added to her collection of her half off Halloween this little black cat that just meows, meows, and then he jumps out. Remember, next year I figure we got 5 kids. But the reason I bring that up is you're going to look for value and everything, right? So Gail shops Halloween after Halloween, gets everything 50 off. This ribbon, some of the holly, the pine that we carry, very inexpensive. So when David did this, and he used a lot of things that were great price points, but then put it together so it makes it very affordable for everyone. So anyway, just a nice basket to take that off. The other thing that is used throughout these, and I think it's great, I love gold tip cedar, right? But we can't always get gold tip cedar because it's too cold too soon next week. The gold tip cedar will turn brown and then it's unharvestable. Well, in artificial, we can carry the gold tip cedar, so you can add that to any artificial arrangement. Some beautiful holly sprays. I love holly. You know, I did my own wedding flowers. We were married at the end of November. I gotta get this right because I'm on video, right? 28 years ago, this coming the 23rd. And in the girls' bouquets, I did a little bit of holly. But in our flower room basket, I put holly in there. And poor little flower girl Danielle was like, ow, ow, ow. Because you have to remember, fresh out of the fiction, it has little fingers on it, right? I'm like, ah, toughen up, kid. So she just carried it like this. So keep that in mind if you're doing winter weddings. You know, holly's not a great choice. Hey, I was just a kid at the time, 27 years old, 25. Isn't that beautiful? But use your artificial holly. I think it holds up much better. People ask me, I say, does your holly have berries? I say, of course, in the bottom of every box are a lot of berries. All you have to do is attach them.